You ever see something and your stomach just drops? You're looking at your credit report and there it is, one late payment. And suddenly, that mortgage, that car loan, that future you were planning for, it all feels just a little bit further away. But don't panic. Seriously, you have way more power here than you think, and this is your playbook. Okay, let's get into it.
First things first, let's get crystal clear on why this one little mark has such a huge impact. Just look at what actually makes up your credit score. Payment history isn't just a slice of the pie, it is the undisputed heavyweight champion of your credit score. I mean, we're talking 35% of a FICO score and a massive 40% of a Vantage score. It is the foundation that everything else is built on.
So yeah, that's exactly why that one little slip up can feel like a massive earthquake to your score. And look, if you're freaking out a little, you're not overreacting. Your concern is 100% valid. But knowing the why is what gives us the power to figure out the how. And the how starts with knowing your rights.
Okay, so how do we fix this? Well, we don't just cross our fingers and hope for the best. We start with the law. There's this powerful federal law that's basically your sword and your shield in this fight.
It's called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or the FCRA for short. The bottom line, this law exists to protect you. It makes it a legal requirement that the info in your credit report has to be accurate, fair, and private. And this isn't some friendly suggestion, okay? It's the legal foundation for every single strategy we're about to cover.
Okay, so here's where it gets really good. The FCRA gives you some serious tools. You have the absolute right to see everything in your file. But more importantly, you have the right to challenge anything you think is inaccurate. And here's the kicker. If a credit bureau can't prove the information is 100% correct and verifiable, they have to delete it, usually within 30 days. Again, that's not them being nice. That is the law.
All right, so we've got our rights locked down. Now we're at a fork in the road. And the answer to one really simple question is going to determine your entire game plan from here on out. And this is the big one. You got to ask yourself and be totally honest here. Is that late payment on your report factually wrong, or is it factually right? In other words, did they screw up, or did you? Your answer sends you down one of two very different paths. Let's start with path number one.
So let's say you've looked at your report and you just know this thing is wrong. It's an error. This is your path. This is where you use those FCRA rights we just talked about to go on offense and challenge the data itself.
So what kind of mistakes are we talking about? Well, it could be that the date is just plain wrong. Or maybe it's an entity error, meaning it's not even your account. And trust me, that happens more than you'd think. Or it could be that you paid on time, but they messed up and applied it to the wrong place. Your job here is to be a detective. Scrutinize every last detail.
Okay, lean in for this one because this is a huge pro tip. The credit bureaus make it super easy to dispute stuff online. Don't do it. Those online forms box you in. They make you pick from a drop-down menu. Instead, you're going to send a formal dispute letter using certified mail. Why the old school way? Because that certified mail receipt, that's your golden ticket. It's an undeniable legal paper trail that proves exactly when you sent it and when they got it. And that timeline, that's your leverage.
All right, but what if that's not you? What if you look at the report and you get that sinking feeling because, it's accurate? You did miss the payment. It was on you. Don't worry, the game is not over, but the strategy has to change. We're shifting from a legal fight to, a human request.
This is where the Goodwill Letter comes into play. And right off the bat, let's be clear. This has nothing to do with the FCRA or your legal rights. This is just you, a person, writing to your creditor and basically asking for a do-over. You're requesting they remove an accurate negative mark as a simple gesture of goodwill, cashing in on your history as a good customer.
Now, I gotta be real with you, this isn't some magic spell. For a goodwill request to have a real shot, the situation has to be right. So ask yourself, was this a one-time screw-up in an otherwise perfect payment history? Is your account totally caught up and in good standing now? Was there a legitimate reason for it, like a temporary hardship? If you can say yes to most of those, your odds go way, way up.
So how do you actually write one of these things? It's simple. Step 1, be nice. Seriously, the tone is everything. Step 2, own it. Accept the fault right away, no excuses. 3, briefly and honestly explain what happened. 4, reassure them you've got it handled and it won't happen again. And finally, step 5, make the clear, simple ask. I am respectfully requesting a goodwill adjustment to have this late payment removed from my credit reports.
So what happens if you strike out? what if the dispute is verified and the Goodwill letter gets a no? It's easy to feel defeated. But remember, you've still got a very powerful, very patient ally on your side, time itself. And we have a long-term strategy.
Remember the FCRA? Well, it has another little gift for us. That same law sets a time limit. With very, very few exceptions, a negative item like a late payment cannot legally stay on your credit report for more than 7 years. Yep, that late payment has a built-in expiration date. And what's really cool is that the damage doesn't stay the same for all 7 years. It actually fades over time. That hit to your score is the worst in the first year or two. But as it gets older and as you bury it under a mountain of new on-time payments, its negative power just shrinks and shrinks until at year 7, poof, it's gone for good.
But come on, who wants to just sit around and wait for 7 years? That's the passive game. We're here to play the active game. You can speed up your score's recovery right now, and the secret is to shift your focus from the biggest factor in your score to the second biggest.
And that, my friends, brings us right back here. See that? Amounts owed, or what we usually call credit utilization, is a massive 30% of your FICO score. And here is the best part. Unlike your payment history, which is kind of locked in the past, your credit utilization is something you have 100% control over, and you can change it this month. Like, right now.
So here it is, the final power move. The standard advice is to keep your credit card balances below 30% of your limits. That's good advice. But you want elite advice? Get it below 10%. Aggressively paying down your balances to get under that 10% mark is the single fastest way to add positive points back to your score and help cancel out the damage from that old late payment. Look, at the end of the day, that late payment can feel like someone else hijacked your financial story, right? Like they grabbed the pen and wrote a bad chapter. But now you know that's not true. Between your legal right to dispute an error, the chance to ask for goodwill, and your total power over your credit utilization, you have way more control than you thought. So the only question left is, who's holding the pen now? That's right, you are.